The cold light in the nurse's station flickered softly, as if it too were tired. It was night. The hospital breathed quietly. The coffee in the mug had gone cold a long time ago. She rested her hands on the table, feeling the weight of the shift on her shoulders. And inside, the silence of grief made even more noise. That was when she noticed something different. On the table, where there had been nothing before, there was a small loaf of bread, wrapped only in simple paper, carefully folded. A note read, "Thank you for your care and kindness." No name, no signature. Before she touched it, the smell arrived first. Fresh bread, warm, alive. The air filled with that aroma that asked no permission. It simply entered and stayed. And in that very instant, something inside her gave way. Because that smell wasn't just bread. It was childhood. It was home. It was her father. Her heart tightened in a way that was sweet and painful at the same time. She stood there, still, letting that feeling wash over her for a few moments. Who had left that there? And why? She sat down slowly, the scent of bread still around her, as if the air had decided to stay a little warmer just for her. She closed her eyes for a moment, and the hospital disappeared. In its place, the bakery appeared. Small, old, always awake before the sun. The bell on the door ringing non-stop. Flour scattered across the wooden counter, and her father, his white apron already stained, smiling as if exhaustion had never existed. She grew up there, between batches of bread and laughter, between the heat of the oven and her mother's embrace, who always showed up with a glass of milk and a "don't let it get cold." Bread was never just bread in that house. It was care. It was sustenance. It was the way her father knew how to love. When he fell ill years ago, the bakery was the first thing to go, not for lack of love, but because of too much of it. He sold it quietly, like someone closing one door to open another. With that money, he paid for his daughter's education. He never complained, never brought it up again. "You're going to take care of people," he would say. And that is something great, just like the bread we make and use to nourish people. It had only been a few months since he passed away, leaving an immense emptiness in her heart. Since then, every shift had been an attempt to move forward. She took care of patients, straightened sheets, held strangers' hands, but no one saw the empty space that walked with her through the corridors. Until that dawn, until that simple loaf of bread left on a cold table, which reminded her with an almost cruel sweetness that her father's love still knew how to find her. If she spent the rest of the shift with that question beating softly, like an extra heart, who had left the bread? Between one medication and another, between hurried steps and monitors breathing, her eyes began to search for answers in the details. Not just out of curiosity, but because something inside her needed to say thank you. Near dawn, she noticed the boy. He was sitting in the chair beside bed 312, his feet swinging in the air, too small to reach the floor. About 7 years old, maybe. His mother slept peacefully, finally without pain. She had been hospitalized for days, and the nurse knew that tired face well, and the way the boy pretended to be brave every time he watched her change the IV. That morning, when the nurse entered the room to check on the patient, the boy looked at her differently, like someone keeping a secret. "Hi," he said softly, as if the entire hospital might hear. "Did you like the bread?" The world stopped right there. She crouched down slowly, bringing herself to his level. Her eyes burned even before she answered. "I loved it. Thank you so much. Who made the bread?" she asked in the gentlest voice she could manage. He replied, "My uncle wakes up early to make bread. I asked him for one for you." He thought for a moment and added, "Because you take care of my mom like she's part of your family." Those words didn't ask for explanation or reward. They simply existed. He shrugged, as if it were the most obvious thing in the world. "Tomorrow she's going home." I wanted to say thank you first." The nurse held his small hand for a moment longer than necessary, and in that simple gesture, she felt something align inside her chest. It wasn't just gratitude, it was legacy. Her father had been right. Being a nurse was something truly great, just like making bread that feeds people. She remained there for a few seconds after the boy sat back down, her hands still warm, her heart too open for haste. When she stood up, she went back to the nurse's station. The bread was still on the table. She broke it in half carefully, the way her father used to. Steam rose slowly, and for the first time in many days, she let the tears fall without trying to stop them. They weren't only tears of sadness, they were tears of recognition. Somehow, silent and impossible to explain, her father's love had crossed time. It had found new hands, a new oven, a new path back to her. The next morning, when the boy's mother was discharged, the nurse was there. She helped with the paperwork, wished them good luck. Then she knelt down and handed the boy a small package. Inside, a loaf of bread wrapped in simple paper. "My father taught me that bread always comes back," she said, "and that care never ends." The boy smiled like someone who understands more than he can say. In the weeks that followed, the routine continued. Long shifts, difficult nights, but something had changed. From time to time, fresh bread would appear in the staff room. No one really knew where it came from. She would just leave it there, quietly. Because now she knew, some loves never leave. They just change hands. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone you love, and join us here at Hearth Tales, a place where stories warm the soul, one at a time.